You think I'm hyping him. But first tonight, it's one of our giants, and I really mean that, okay? He was the darling of British boxing, a teenage Olympic medalist. He turned pro and the millions stayed loyal. He lost and the millions stayed loyal. And now he's a world champion. Next Saturday, that's the 15th, Amir Khan defends his WBA light welterweight title against local fighter Paulie Malignaggi at Madison Square Garden in New York. How that kid's come on, eh? It's not as simple, though, as the record book suggests. I think Malignaggi's a hard fight. Some people are writing him off. I think that's really stupid. Anyway, Amir finished his training. He's finishing his training at the moment in Canada. He'll be leaving for America soon, and I'm delighted to say that before he leaves for the gym, it's only about midday. He's on the line now. Good afternoon, Amir.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Okay, mate?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Yeah,
just
good.
Chilling out, just got my bag ready for the gym.
Good boy.
Just around.
Now, Amir, are you flying straight from there, from Vancouver to New York, or are you going to go back to LA for a moment?
Well, I'm just going to fly from Vancouver straight to New York.
Good, and get on with the real stuff.
Yeah, there's no point going back to LA again, even though it's only a 2-hour flight.
Sure.
I'm only 4 hours away from New York from here, so I'm just going to fly direct from here.
And you're staying in Vancouver. Has it been okay? Freddie's been up there with you. You know, your training's all been okay. The schedule's still stayed online.
Definitely, yeah, it's been really good. You know, Freddie flew over as well at the same time as me. Well, a day after, with a few sparring partners. Alex Ariz is here.
Good.
And,
good.
you know, I've been training here. Like it's been a full camp. You know, the way the camp is in LA. A change of scene. You know, it's a different environment, different gym. I'm training at the Sugar Ray's gym in Vancouver. The owner he's a guy from Newcastle.
Is that right?
And it was quite funny, yeah. When I called up to say, can I come to use the gym?
Yeah.
Before Freddie come, he said, oh well, you know, we're too full, we can't come in. So I had to drop my name, you know, to do a bit of name dropping.
Bit of name dropping.
Yeah, a bit of name dropping. I said, Amir Khan, you know. He paused on the phone for like 5 seconds and he says, come straight in.
Yeah, that's good.
So it was good, you know. He's looked after us really well, and his name's Bob, and you know, he closes the whole gym down for us. He's put a boxing ring in there, and you know, Freddie's happy, and so am I.
Yeah, listen, you can't ask any more than that. Now, let me tell you something, Amir. I don't think Malignaggi's an easy fight for you. I keep reading about how you're going to do it in one round, and I don't know what people are looking at. This kid, you know, he had hard wars with Ricky. I know he got stopped. He had a hard war with Cotto, and he didn't get stopped. He's still got enough left in the tank, hasn't he?
Oh, definitely. And you know, if you look at his career, you know, he's had a tough career, and he's beat some good names, and he's only been beaten by 2 fighters who, you know, one is Miguel Cotto, who's a great fighter, and also Ricky Hatton, you know, great British fighter. And I think, you know, a lot of people have been saying, I'm going to go in there and knock him out in the first 3 rounds, but I don't see it that way. You know, I'm not going to go in that fight thinking I'm going to do that. You know, he's got a good chin. I'm going to go in, box him, break him down, and you know, if the stoppage does come, I think he'll be around mid-rounds. And
also, he's on his home soil. I mean, he's fighting in, you know, in the middle of Little Italy almost.
Exactly, he's fighting in his hometown, you know, and he's going to be comfortable. I'm fighting my first fight in America, so I'll probably be a little nervous. So you know, he's got a lot of advantages, and also he's fought on HBO a few times before, and you know, he's probably used to the big crowds as well as me. So
he's a wind-up merchant. He tried to get inside your head. He's noisy. We know that much from that conference in London that we had. I mean,
that's right. You know, he's a funny character. You know, when I met him in London, he seemed okay. But when I met him for the second press conference in New York, he was very disrespectful, and he loves talking.
Talking
trash.
He
just talking a lot of trash. Yeah, but you know, I just block all that, and on May 15th, there's only going to be me and him in the ring.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's it. Now, listen, Amir, I'm going to talk about fights after, Amir, because there's an awful lot of chat and an awful lot of people pointing fingers at you and saying you need to fight X and you need to fight Y. Just tell us, in an ideal world, who will you be sitting down and telling Golden Boy that you want next?
Well, you know, the winner of Maidana and Timothy Bradley would have been a good fight to have. I want the winner at them too.
But he's pulled out, hasn't he, Maidana? Yeah.
Yeah, that fight's been postponed. But I don't know if they're going to still have that fight. But yeah, that's one fight I'd love to have. You know, because I think I've got the style and I've got the size and the reach to beat both of them fighters with the boxing skills. You know, I've seen Maidana's last fight, and Maidana's very open. He gets caught a lot, and a good boxer will totally take him take him off his game plan.
Sure.
And same with Timothy Bradley, you know, he's another great fighter. And then you've got another big name in the division who is Darren Alexander, and I think definitely end of this year there will be a big fight. You know, probably the next fight or end of this year, definitely there'll be a big fight with one of the three big names. So, and also you've got Victor Ortiz in the mix. You've got Ricky Hatton in the light welterweight mix. So there's some big names in this division. I think it's one of the exciting divisions in the whole of boxing.
It is, but I mean, I think you'd agree, and I know you're a boxing fan, you've got to fight one of those names, haven't you? Eventually.
Definitely,
I mean,
you know,
listen, Malignaggi's perfectly okay. We talked about this after he did that job on the #1 challenger in Newcastle. But after this, there's so many good names there. You're going to have to fight one of them, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, and I am going to fight one of them. You know, I don't think I'm a world champion, and if I wanna hold my title and be known as a world champion in this division, I need to fight the big names, and I think definitely next fight has to be with someone like Maidana, Timothy Bradley,
or
one
Devin
of the big
Alexander.
names.
Yeah.
And you know, I truly think that, because if I want to get to that next level, I need to beat these guys and show how good Amir Khan is.
Yeah, and I think that's what you need to do. Now, of course, sometime down the future, there could always be a fight against Kevin Mitchell. I know you and Kevin are friends now. You've had a little bit of banter. He's fighting for a WBO lightweight title, same night as you. I mean, that's a fight that you'd have to think about down the line, isn't it?
Oh, it's a fight, yeah. You know, there's a lot of big fights for me, and I think Kevin's he's at lightweight at the moment, and you know, if he ever moves up to the light welterweight division, the 140-pound division, and you know, I'm the name here, he probably want to fight, and I think it'll be a big British fight. And you know, that's just boxing for you. You know, sometimes you have to fight your friends.
Yeah.
And you know, in the future that could be a fight, and it'll be, like I said, it will be big.
Yeah,
and you know, he's doing really well. He's coming on. He's fighting on the same night as me against Katsidis, who's a big puncher, who's strong, and
hard night.
I think he's a tough character, and I think, you know, Kevin should beat him, and with his boxing skills, and you know, if he keeps on winning and keeps doing well, I think it could be a fight in the future.
Listen, I hope so. Listen, Amir, listen, get yourself out of Canada and get your head right. Surround yourself with people that you love, man, in New York, and do the business against Malignaggi, eh?
Definitely.
All right, kid.
You know, the fight's going to be live on ITV as well.
ITV4 in the middle of the night, yeah.
No, ITV1.
ITV1, we love that.
Yeah.
Return to ITV.
2:45. So at least, you know, I'm going to give my fans the chance to see me fight on terrestrial TV. It's going to be free for them, and then they're going to do a repeat the next day. But you know, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, listen.
You know, I just can't wait.
Let's hope so, because it's a hard one. Let's hope your head's right. Listen, Amir, thanks very much for joining us this evening. Amir Khan there from his new training camp up in Vancouver. And it must also point out that fight will be live on BBC 5 Live, with Mick Costello calling the shots and Richie Woodall sitting next to him. It's going to be a brilliant night as far as I can make out, and why ever not. I've got to